let us go to Liverpool. Our old friend Darren Till is standing by, and I wanted to have him on because he obviously knows the men who competed in the co-main event quite well. Different reasons, of course, different relationships, but always nice to catch up with Darren. Darren, are you there? Yeah, there he is. How are you, Darren? You doing all right? Darren, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are you?
Can you hear me, Ariel?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear now. Oh yeah, sorry, I can hear you.
How are you? I said your name Darren like that. Isn't that how they say it in Liverpool? Darren?
Yeah. What, Darren?
Darren. How are you?
Darren. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I didn't know you were a big Utah Jazz fan.
Yeah. Wow, have you just noticed this t-shirt? Yeah, this is a company in Liverpool called Lost Souls. And
Oh,
they've done like, it's cool. Excuse me.
you all right? Did you just have dinner?
Yeah. I feel like I've just burped, farted at the same time. I don't know which hole I come. This is weird. Sorry, Eddie.
No problem. What did you have for dinner?
I had a pasta, like a macaroni and cheese pasta. It was absolutely glorious. Yeah, it was nice.
How was life?
I always hate it when you ask me this question, Ariel.
Why? I ask from a point of sincerity and genuine interest.
Well, I haven't heard of you for a while, so I'm not gonna believe that. I'm gonna take that with a pinch of salt.
What does that mean? I didn't have a show for like 3 months. In fact, actually, yeah. In fact, when I announced my comeback, I was so excited about it. I showed off my new studio, and the top comment was you doing like a yawning emoji or some shit like that. There I am. I was like, "Are we going to do this again?" And truthfully, I really wanted to reply with a zinger about like, "Are you referring to the state of your career?" But I was so afraid that you would, release some personal information about me again. I left it alone. Give me credit. I showed some restraint, some maturity.
Well, with me was bad, but yeah, I'm sorry. No, I actually didn't actually. Can I just explain something, Ariel? I feel like people are really confused with me on Twitter sometimes. I don't actually look at stuff. Sometimes I just put stuff and deal with the consequences later. So I didn't actually know what you was putting up. I just put a yawning face. I'm sorry. Like I shouldn't have done that.
That was
I'm
a big
saying
deal.
sorry again.
It was a big deal. I'm walking out. I'm feeling all good about our new set here. We got a new show, new studio, and fucking Darren Till back in my comments, top comment, just shitting all over it. I'm like, man, I thought we got over this.
I'm so sorry. Like I've got MMA Guru on the back foot at the moment because I have his phone number. I think he's scared I might release it. So who knows?
No, I don't condone that. He's a huge fan of me. No. Just by this comment alone, he's going to do a 90-minute breakdown on just this alone. Anytime his name is mentioned, he does a 90-minute breakdown. It's amazing.
Of a 90-minute breakdown of me and you, or this conversation?
Anytime his name is mentioned on my show, he does a 90-minute breakdown because he's figured out that if he puts my name in the title, he's able to get over 100,000 views. So he watches everything so closely, and he does a breakdown. He'll put my face.
I'm feeling like you have a beef right now. So am I right in saying you guys beef? Or
no, there's no beef. I've actually given him props, but anytime his name is mentioned, so you just gave him 100,000 views. Well done. There is actually no beef. How could you have a beef? Never met the guy.
No, I don't have a beef with MMA Guru. I think he's okay. He rants a lot. But yeah, he's cool. I don't know.
Why every time I go on Twitter, I always see you like fighting with like models or people. Like, why do you get into these arguments with people? Why do you feel the need to waste your mental space with this stuff?
Do you know what? That's a good question here because I actually don't judge people. To be honest, I am a very not judgmental people. When you just have them days and you hate the world and what it's become, and especially social media, I just can't help myself sometimes. But I think you're referring to the Ellie Brooks situation. So there's more clout for someone else. Yeah, I don't think she needs it. She's looking actually quite big now. But yeah, she was just annoying me. But she said that all is good between me and her now. So yeah.
Is she the boxer?
Yeah.
No, there was another one where you were referring to the girl as sweetheart, and she's like sweetheart, and she's saying like, oh, you know that you. There was some. All of a sudden, I see because I
Oh
see your
no,
reply, and you're fighting with this
no,
person.
no, no, no. She like, I think something happened where somebody released like something about her, like naked pictures, and she's just like a normal girl. So, but she does put herself out there. But then she was saying like, oh, whatever, would someone do this? So I just made a comment, not even to her. I was like, made a comment on the thread, and I was like, oh my god, like guys should not be doing this. This is so bad towards women, especially. I have 4 daughters, so I'm all like girl power. And then, but I said something along the lines of like, but she loves the attention. So, and then she replied back to me just like, oh yeah, another guy trying to get me. And I was like, it's not that type of party, love. Like, I wouldn't, no disrespect, I wouldn't look at you twice if you ever seen you in person. Like, and then she replied again, like, lies, lies, something along the lines of like, we know you want me, you're him. And I was just like, I don't want your love. You're 40. Like, you know, whatever. I don't want to say something nasty, but that was it. Like, I was like, I've happily got a girlfriend. I am not looking at you in that way. But okay. And then she just come back at me again, like, yeah, yeah. And I was just like, love, just just please stop. And she did. So I won with kindness.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Why even like take the real estate in your mind? And you're off Instagram as well.
Yeah, I got deleted on Instagram for posting a Donald Trump clip.
No way. Serious?
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg, I've come to the conclusion. I know Paddy goes at him. Mark Zuckerberg's not a good guy.
Why do you feel that way?
I just don't think he's a good guy. I think he's a fan of fighting. That's all good, but he is literally. I think he is literally trying to censorship the things we are trying to say and do and all this. And like, I've had trolls in the past come at me on Instagram and say mean, hateful, nasty things. I have then sometimes replied with an even nastier thing, and I have been suspended, deleted, and I like Twitter's probably a little bit too much far the other way. But at the same time, why are we getting censored for saying stuff and speaking our mind and stuff like that? I don't know. Do you agree with that?
Well, yeah. Well, what did you post? Because I see stuff about Donald Trump on Instagram all the time.
I cannot. It was like I actually didn't realize it was like an AI generated thing that he was at a rally. It was something fake, but it was something that he was saying. I think it was him and Elon Musk or something to do with Andrew Tate. And I posted it, and straight away it just said, "We've deleted your account," and stuff like that.
Damn. And is there any way to get it back, or are you done with it?
Oh, I just don't care, Ariel. As you've just said, I shouldn't care enough to comment on these stupid people's things,
Sure.
but sometimes I do. But I just don't care enough. Like, social media is just not a big part. This is what I do with Twitter, Ariel. You have to realize how much I do not care. I delete the app off my phone for long periods of time. I have the team block asset. Shout out block asset, by the way, Ariel. We're still here. We're still going strong.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
What's the rate on a gorilla having a pizza party these days? What can you get?
you cannot get nothing. That fell down.
Okay, fair enough.
But we do have our online casino now, Blockbet. We are all over the UFC. We're obviously global partners with the UFC now. We just got back from Singapore. The online casino is absolutely flying, might I say. Manchester United want to get involved with us and for us to be their Asian betting partners, hopefully. So yeah, block asset, block bet, block picks is really doing well, Ariel. I would love to have you on board, but you didn't support.
Listen, no. Oh, are you trying to say that there's no room for me now because I didn't jump on the giraffe playing ping pong bandwagon?
There's always room for you, Ariel. You know.
And by the way, on this day of all days, to tout that Manchester United wants to be in business with you, I mean, that sorry state of a club, not exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just a tough go for them. By the way, what about that win Nottingham Forest had against Liverpool at Anfield earlier this year? Did you see that one?
Yeah, seen that one. Yeah, you're trying to cause some beef.
No beef. I love you. Okay, so the reason I reached out to you before the weekend was I was like, oh, Whittaker, Khamzat, the perfect guy to talk about this fight is Darren Till. You obviously fought Whittaker. Great fight in the midst of the pandemic. We always remember you walking out, no music, it was chilling. And then, of course, your relationship with Khamzat. Can I ask, what were you thinking going into the fight? How were you feeling about the matchup going in? Not what happened, but just what were your thoughts going in?
Analysing the fight area, I've done a breakdown on. I actually done a really good breakdown with a guy who works with block assets, Sol Jakey, on the block picks and the block bets. So we done 5 picks for the fights. I got all 5 right.
Ooh.
I was very happy with myself. But my breakdown with Whittaker and Khamzat was literally as how you see it. If Whittaker could stay bouncy on the feet and use his bounciness, striking sort of evasive movement and drag Khamzat maybe into 4 and 5 rounds, because sometimes Khamzat has got tired, he could potentially drag out a decision win. I could never see him knocking Khamzat out. Khamzat's got a great chin and great, he's very resilient. All Russians are Chechens and, all stuff like that. So that was my breakdown, but I was sort of just like, how can Whittaker keep Khamzat off him for 5 rounds, let alone 2, 3, 1? So that was the breakdown. And I was like, well, obviously I'm always going to pick Khamzat because he's a brother, but at the same time, he's going to go for the takedown, and I feel like he's just going to get it. But I didn't expect the submission. I thought he was going to beat him up. So he's clearly been working a lot more with Alan Finfo, who's his jiu-jitsu coach, who was a very dear friend of mine. And it was fucking so relentless. And again, me and Khamzat are really close. We speak a lot. We FaceTime a lot. I've been close to him when he's been having his personal troubles outside the octagon. I send him messages of love about his family and stuff like that. So now it's title time. I feel like he is going to be the champion, and I'm going to be very happy for him. I am sincerely happy for him. Ariel, as much as I'm a fucking lunatic, I'm happy for everyone who does well. I'm happy for the likes of, I remember way back when me and Leon Edwards had a beef and he was the champion. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for the likes of my old teammate Tom Aspinall being the champion. I am genuinely happy for all these dudes succeeding around me.
What about Bilal? You've taken some shots at him. Are you happy for him too?
Yeah, why not? Why not? But he said he was going to come to Liverpool and spar me striking only, and that just would not go down for well for most people.
Recently?
He said that on my Twitter Spaces. I'd done a huge Twitter Spaces, and he said he was going to come to Liverpool and beat me up. That's not happening.
Back to Khamzat, just to do that to Robert, to where you're cranking his neck and breaking his jaw, that's absurd. I think that was his best performance since that introduction in 2020. I know he fought Gilbert and Kamaru, but that was the guy that we all thought would be a champion in a year, right?
Look, Khamzat Chimaev is going to be the champion one way or another. That is a given. I literally spoke to him about 5 hours ago before. He was shouting down the phone at me because I never came to fight. So and then he was asking for to get some winter clothes because he knows Liverpool has fashion. But he is going to be the champion 100 million %. In fact, I'm going to probably do a bet now on the site for him to be champion by, let's say, first quarter next year. Is that possible? Would you say that's possible?
I think that would be a little too soon, just the sort of the way the schedule will play out. Do you think that they should skip over Sean Strickland and make him fight Robert Whittaker? Excuse me, make him fight DDP next?
Yeah, no disrespect to Sean. Got nothing bad to say about him. I know him and Khamzat are beefing now. I actually do like Sean. I think he's done really well. But he's done a great fight. I actually thought he won that fight against DDP. I actually do think he won the fight. But we've seen the fight.
Yeah.
Let's just watch Khamzat now and see how that plays out. We've seen that. We don't want to see that again. Just sorry to say, we don't want to see Jon Jones and Stipe. Stipe hasn't fought for 25 years. We want to see the best, greatest MMA fighter of all time versus Jon Jones. Versus Tom Aspinall. And then after that, we want to see everyone stop chatting shit and talking about my ego this, my ego that. As much as I love Dana White, there's one thing that pissed me off. Just make the fucking fight with Francis Ngannou. We don't care that you don't like Francis and Francis doesn't like you. Guess what? Wow, we don't care. No one's asked. Let's just watch Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones, and let them all fight. And then we'll say, right, he's the best right now. We don't care that, oh, he said something mean to me one time. We're not asked. Who cares? I don't care. Why do you care? UFC's always been the best because we give the best fights. Now, Sheikh Al-Sheikh is coming along and making all the best fights in boxing that all these divvy promoters, because they all lie through the teeth, couldn't make. Sheikh Al-Sheikh is now doing that. Now people are still chatting shit, but we're getting the best fights. We just want to see the best fights. Do you agree, Ariel?
Couldn't agree more. Thank you for saying that. Couldn't agree more. And by the way, it's so easy to make this fight because of Turkey. And also, they're both on ESPN. PFL and UFC are on ESPN. They have the same broadcast partner. Everyone wins. It's never been easier.
Look. I speak to Dane and I speak to Hunter a lot still. Like, I have a great relationship. I think he's a fucking terrific human being. And I love Dana White. I do. People can chat shit. I love him. But this thing, I know he's got a bee in his bonnet to Francis. And guess what, as I said, I don't judge. I don't judge the shit that Conor does outside the cage, or Jon Jones, or myself. The shit that you don't know that I get up to, that I use it vomit at. I just don't care. I care about the fight. I don't care that Jon Jones is on the cocaine a week before the fight. I couldn't give a rat's ass. I'll get on the cocaine with him to make us all happy. I want to see Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones, and then I can sit there as a fan, like you, Ariel, and say, that's the best guy.
Yeah, that's all we want.
Do we agree with that? Fucking go and get your ego and shove it right up your ass where we can't see it. Sorry for ranting, Ariel, but I feel so strongly about it.
I love this from you. Darren. It's about time someone says it.
It's like, yeah, but because I don't give a fuck. Like, I couldn't care. Like, because people know what kind of guy I am and what I'm about. Like, they can say what they want about me, but I know I speak sense deep down. Like, every time a boxing promoter is asked a question about another boxing promoter, it's like, well, he did this and he said that, and we don't care. You're just a promoter. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth and make the fight. Like, Eddie, we don't care what Oscar De La Hoya is saying about you. We know he's a crazy cocaine head, but at the end of the day, can we just work together to make all these fights? Gervonta Davis is still fighting absolute bums. Why is he not fighting Devin Haney? Why is these rematches of Ryan Garcia can't get made? Why is Anthony Joshua not fought Tyson Fury yet? Can I tell you? Now that fight's gone because Joshua's just been fucking absolutely done by fucking Dubois.
This is brilliant.
It's not, because now I'm just going to get talk shit about on Twitter and everyone's going to come at me.
No. Sorry.
Call me a bum.
No.
I know I'm a bum. I don't care.
Can I ask you this, Darren? Khamzat DDP. You know DDP as well. How do you think that goes?
I just can't see past Khamzat. Again, Ariel, never excuses on me. DDP beat me fair and square. You know, he's the champion now, so it just shows that, you know, I was one win away from being the champion against him. But I just felt like if I was a little bit more stronger than DDP at the time, I could have beat him easily. I do know that. You've seen what I was like in the second round. I just don't see how DDP stops this unstoppable force like Khamzat. And again, DDP's so shit. He's so good. Would you agree with that? Okay, Ariel.
Would you agree with that? Yes or no? What does that mean? What is that?
He's so shit that he's so good. Like, everything he does is wrong, but just wins fights.
Is it the most awkward, unorthodox style that you've ever faced?
Well, no, because when he was doing his stupid shit to me in the second round, I was just moving and just elbowing him and kneeing him. But then he does these like weird, like, I don't know. Do you think he drinks before the fight?
I don't know. But like on that night, would you have ever guessed that he'd become a champion who defends his title? Like, would you have ever foreseen this?
Well, no, because one of the best guys I fought in the octagon was Whittaker, and then he done that to Whittaker, and I was just like,
yeah,
I can't look past this guy anymore. Then he beats fucking Strickland and Adesanya. Like, he's currently the greatest middleweight on the planet. He's better than Johnny Eblen. He has to be, for me.
You know, we were talking about Khamzat, and I would love to see it next. I think it's infinitely bigger than the Strickland fight. I think he beats DDP. That version of Khamzat, I think, is one of the best fighters pound for pound on the planet. Forget about 185. But there's all this, like, ambiguity with his travel situation. And I said, and let me know what you could say on this, if 45 becomes 47, meaning if Donald Trump becomes president again, all those travel issues go out the window. Just ask Darren Till. He helped you get to New York City, right? Is that not true?
Donald Trump helped me get to New York City, yeah. 2 days before the fight, I was making weight. I was down in the embassy. And Dana White made a call and was just like, yeah, I'm going to get you into America, Donald Trump, this, that, the other. And next minute, the boss of the embassy runs down all anxious and hands me my passport and was just like, yep. And then I was on a private plane to New York. So, yep.
There you go. So
that's a true story.
Yeah, so he probably can fix any issues that Khamzat has traveling, if there are any.
Yeah, Donald Trump's the man. Would you agree? He's got to be the man.
Are there any issues for Khamzat that you know of?
No, I don't. I know he has a Swedish passport and I know he has a Russian one. Now I don't know whether to do with, like, obviously there was trouble with Russia and Ukraine way back when. I don't know whether that hurt Russian citizens, but he's been in America before, so I don't think he has troubles. Like, I was there for the Gilbert Burns fight and Nate Diaz, Kevin Holland fight, so
right.
I don't know.
Okay. Why weren't you in Abu Dhabi? You said he was mad at you for not being there.
I don't know. I don't know.
You couldn't be ours?
I'm not going to give any excuses. I just don't know. I should have been there, to be honest. But you know what? I'm working on a few things at the moment myself. I've got a few juicy offers on the table.
Oh, anything we'll hear about soon?
You already know. I'm sure you know. You infiltrate all these places. That's why Dana hates you.
Infiltrate? What the fuck? Infiltrate? What does that even mean? Infiltrate?
When we're speaking, you usually know shit.
Oh, you think
you know shit before I know shit?
Listen, but here's the biggest thing. Am I ever wrong?
You've never been wrong with all that because you're so good at that.
Yeah, thank you.
But the only problem with you sometimes is you do like to, when you beef with a lot of people, you're like me, but you always try to make out that you've never done anything wrong. That's where maybe accountability comes into play.
Sure, but I actually think that that's a misnomer that I beef with a lot of people. Like, if you think about how long I've been doing this and how many fighters are out there, thousands upon thousands over the years, like, you can name the beefs on one hand, but they're just so pronounced and they're so out there, you know what I mean? That it makes it seem like larger than it is. And then, of course, when you have an issue with the big boss, it feels even bigger.
Yeah. Dana's. It's hard when you beef with Dana, than Dana is. He is a powerful guy, isn't he? And obviously, all the fighters are going to want to make him happy. And when you have, like, I know you beef with, like, Ali. When you have Ali, he's got a lot of fighters.
That makes no sense. None of that makes sense. That's just Ali being a brown noser. He's being a house manager, and he thinks that being in Dana's, good graces will help him get better deals.
Yeah, as I say, I don't know why you two guys beef. I don't even know if you do beef still. So
no. Listen, that's not important. What's important is you. So there's some things coming down the pipeline. Do you think that we will see you back in there in the next few months?
Yeah.
Are you? Can I ask you? Are you dreading the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight? Because initially you were supposed to be on. Like, did you just want that to be over with because that was something you were linked to?
Yeah. It's fucking been a tough 2 years, Ariel. I'm not gonna lie. It's been miserable, to be honest with you. It's been miserable. It's been tough, Ariel, to be honest with you. A lot of personal shit as well. Like, I could probably bring up, but maybe it's probably not the right time. But like, it has, and I've tried. Like, last year, I really tried to fight, and I was probably in the best shape of my life last year. I was literally, like, just on fire, boxing, like, just so ready. And then this year, the start of this year, I had a great year. Then I had that fight in Dubai, which is sort of a gimmick thing. I wasn't so happy about it, but I was like, okay, whatever, let's get the fights now. Now I feel like I'm going to be getting the real fights that I should be getting in boxing. And so, but yeah, the last 2 years has been really tough for me, Ariel, really tough. Because I'm not one who puts stuff out there. Like, I'm not one of these who wants to portray the perfect life on socials. Like, I just portray anything on Twitter and let people run away with it. Like, people, for some reason, on Twitter think that I'm like stupid or something. Like, I'm stupid. Yeah, okay. I've built a business in crypto along with my partners that I know potentially one day in the next few years is going to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I am not a stupid person, but I just let people think whatever they think because I don't really give a fuck.
Hmm.
So that image of portraying that I'm some like beast who trains 5 times a day on Instagram or Twitter, that life's not for me. I just portray the normal type of life. That's why probably so many people like me. But the last 2 years, I've really, really trained my fucking bollocks off. The past 2 months, I've been a lot like sort of demotivated, and I've just thought, what the fuck's going on? I need a fight. Is a fight coming? Like, whatever. So yeah, but if everything goes well in the next week or two, and I nail this fight news down, should be massive. You'll probably want me on the show again, I reckon, soon enough.
Okay, I would love that. Can I just ask, like, how's your mental health?
I don't know. How's your mental health meant to be, Ariel, as a fighter? Are you meant to have good mental health or bad? Like, this is how I look at mental health. Yeah.
Okay.
This is how I look at mental health, Ariel. Right. And I don't know whether fighters would agree with this or not agree. So we train for years upon years to perfect our craft, whether it be whatever. And we can just go in the gym every day and do that. Like it's instilled in our brain, our muscle memory, like stuff like that. So there'll be days area where you could have an argument with your girlfriend, or you could have a car crash or something would happen, and you still go to the gym, yeah, and get that shit done. But even though you've had a bad day or whatever's happened, yeah, okay. So why, when we're fighting, do we all of a sudden change our whole mentality and go, "Oh my God, like I've had an argument with my girlfriend just before the fight, or this happened or that happened, or am I going to be able to fight?" Well, I don't get it. We've trained for 8 weeks. We've done the same thing every day. We put our body through hurt. We know how to fight. Like we don't stop. We don't automatically forget how to throw a jab or to do a takedown. So why does it change on fight day where everything has to be perfect and your mental health has to be intact? So I don't know. Like for me, being mentally strong is probably the most important part of it, but that's a different side of things. Like mental health. Like if you're depressed, does that mean so if I say to you now, Ariel, if I'm depressed, does that mean I all of a sudden can't throw a jab or a kick?
No. I wasn't necessarily even referring to that. Just you said you
No,
were
I know.
lacking motivation last 2 months and this and that. So I was just asking, do you feel like you're healthy up here? Do you feel like it's a cloudy time in your brain? Do you feel like it's a bit of a gray time? You know what I mean? We all go through it.
No, I'm definitely not healthy up here, Ariel. Like I am one of the most mentally disturbed people you will ever come across.
What do you mean by that?
I am mentally disturbed.
In what regard?
Every regard. I am not a well person in the head.
Is that troublesome? Does that like
I love it.
Oh, you
I,
do love
I
it.
absolutely
Are
I
you worried about when
absolutely
you can't fight anymore, how you're going to be able to, live a productive life?
oh no, like no. I love the chaos. But what who the fuck, Ariel, wants to come home 9 to 5 and sit there and watch Netflix? I don't want to do that, mate.
Fair enough.
I want chaos in my life.
What makes you happy?
Chaos.
Okay.
Like training hard, being chaotic, causing lots of stares on Twitter, getting my self cancelled nearly every week, getting my Instagram deleted, and doing all the other shit that I can't comment on here. That makes me happy.
This makes
Does
you
it make
happy.
me a bad person? Probably not. I'm not a bad person. I like to see everyone doing well, and I'm not an evil man. But I'm just, yeah, I'm very troubled in the brain.
There's no part of you
But
that's like, you know what, it would be nice to just kind of float by and not be involved in all these issues.
no, no, no.
Not even a bit. Just for like a few months.
In what regard? Because if I get this fight this week sorted, for the next 3 months, Ariel, I am gonna do what I have always done really well. Like I have always taken my camp and my training very serious. Like I take going to the gym serious. Like I train really hard. I really do. So after that, then I go completely loopy and then back into camp, train really hard, then go loopy and just keep it going till I retire.
Okay. Boxing or
And
MMA?
then
All right.
What do you mean?
This big news.
Boxing,
Hell
of course.
Yeah. All right.
Hell yeah. Do you know who?
I don't know anything. Don't say anything.
No, I'm going to say something. I could just blurt it all out.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. See,
I'm hearing someone saying no.
Yeah,
Is there
don't do
a parrot in here? Is there a parrot in here or something?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want you to get in trouble. But do us a favor. When it is time, when it's out, come back on and we talk about it more.
100%, because I know you only like to speak to me to benefit your show.
That's fucking crazy. You asked me yesterday, what do you even want to talk to me about? Why are you asking me on? And I said, because I just wanted to chat with you, Darren. Don't be such a hater, all right? We do have to move on, but we love you.
Yeah, let's move on. But you do know 90% of the time I'm just trolling. That's my mojo. You know that. You know it. You know, aside from the beef we've had, you know I'm a good guy deep down, Ariel.
Sure. Most of the time. I wish you the best, Darren. Oh, yeah. God bless. Thank you for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll speak in a few weeks, Ariel, okay?
Yes, sir. Looking forward.
Shout out to everyone who still supports me. I appreciate the support. And everyone who hates me, I couldn't give a rat's ass. Thank you as well.
Amen. Here we go. We say thank you very much to Darren Till. Thanks for watching this video. Hey, before you go, do me a favor. Hit that sub button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the little bell thingy as well. Leave us a nice comment or two. We appreciate you all very much.